I have to say this is when you really got to know your why you're doing what you're doing. And I like to say all the time that people who think that just because you take this medication, you're going to actually automatically drop all these pounds that you've been seeing a lot on social media, that's not always 100% of the case for everybody. So for the first week of the 0.5, I can honestly say I really did not feel a big difference between the 0.25 and the 5. And actually, I did not lose any weight this week in week 5. I have to say this is when you really got to know your why you're doing what you're doing. And I like to say all the time that people who think that just because you take this medication, you're going to actually automatically drop all these pounds that you've been seeing a lot on social media, that's not always 100% of the case for everybody. I found for me, I actually had to change up my eating just a little bit, solely because my body is used to intermittent fasting, and I had to realize that I had to change it up just a little bit in order to get more protein in my diet. So if there's anybody out there like me who has not lost weight as readily or as quickly, go ahead and put a comment in the comment below, because I just don't want to feel like I'm on an island by myself, because I'm like, what is going on? And I just want to encourage those and say, don't think that there's something wrong with you because you're not dropping the weight as quickly as some people are saying that they are, because you got to realize too, everybody is different and we all have different metabolisms and different things like that. And one of the things I think for me personally, I actually have slowed my metabolism down, especially with me intermittent fasting for so long. I think my body has just gotten so acclimated to it. Now let's talk about this protein. Is there anybody out there besides me who has realized that getting in 70 to 100 grams of protein a day is more challenging than I would think? And honestly, I think it's solely because I was not eating as much, meaning I was not eating 3 meals a day, and intermittent fasting, I wasn't really consuming 70 to 100 grams of protein a day. I have been doing some more posts showing you the different things that I've been doing to incorporate more protein in my diet, and I'll be sharing some more of that with you, and also getting enough fiber. That is even challenging as much for me for this week 5. So I just wanted to give an update of what has transpired for week 5. I did not lose any weight, but I did not gain any weight. I want to say this is again how you have to just know why you're doing it. And my why really is to lower my A1C numbers and to increase my insulin sensitivity and to just get my microbiome in better condition, because I realize now that while I thought I was doing the right thing, I really wasn't. So sometimes you have to reassess and then say, okay, it's okay that I didn't lose any weight, but let's talk about non-scale victories. Now, I will say I'm wearing a continuous glucose monitor by Signals Health. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but I do like wearing this monitor because one of the things it does, as you go along, it adjusts your actual glucose levels. So I'm gonna show you where it actually had me that if I could stay under 120 milligrams per deciliter during my course of the day, that was good. But one thing I did notice going into week 5 that I actually got lowered, meaning now it's saying if I can stay under 115 milligrams per deciliter, I would be good. And what's that showing is that over the course of the past couple of weeks, I've shown where my glucose numbers have gone down. It's said that these GLPs help with your insulin secretion and your glucose spikes, but what I'm seeing is it could be a delayed spike. So I might eat something and say, oh, I'm good. In the 2 hours, I didn't spike. But then I'll see maybe 3 or 4 hours later, I did. So I'm showing you here in this graph how that's what happened. I ate something and I didn't get a spike readily immediately, because it does say that the GLP medication slows the release of your food. out of your system. So this was a slowed release. But depending on what you eat, this goes back to the quality of foods that you're eating. Sometimes it's not the quantity, it's the quality. And even with that, you could say, oh, I'm just eating, in this case, I had a little piece of key lime pie, didn't eat that much of it. But look, within 3 or 4 hours, I got a spike. And I'm not sure how many of you are aware, but the National Diabetes Association says that we should not have a spike greater than 30 milligrams per deciliter when we eat something. Now, how many of us are really tracking that? Not a lot of us. We probably are doing it and saying, okay, what's a spike? What's a good spike? What's a bad spike? But they say anything over 30 milligrams per deciliter is a high spike. Well, I'm finding with me, as I transition, I'm learning what spikes me, what doesn't spike me. I'm learning the order that I eat foods, what spikes and what doesn't spike. So I'm really kind of getting adjusted to this Wegovy 0.5. I haven't had any side effects. Everything has been good. I've already done my number 6 shot. I did that yesterday. So if you haven't done so already, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll continue to keep you posted. I'm about to go work out at my burn boot camp and do my arm workout. I'll show you a little bit of that, and we'll keep it moving. So talk to you later.